Good morning. I'd like to share one experience and then that profiles what we are doing in this thing. This is a collaborative program with the PAX program, and then several partners in Jharkhand and Bihar are into this. The problem starts here. If we look at this map, then a dry area in Bihar and similarly in Jharkhand, you don't see any water bodies. So normally the such areas in the country are excluded from the entire public investments. But if you look at the same area, if you start mapping the water bodies, there are so many water bodies. So basically, the point is the invisibility of the rainfed farmers, the farmers in these marginal areas. Those production systems are not recognized in the larger public policy. This is the starting point. How we make them visible, how we make them at an aggregate level, at a block level or so, how we make them come on board in the government programs. This is where we try to leverage on the ICT. Basically looking at the public investment. If you zoom into that area, then all those water bodies have plenty of life and livelihoods around it. But these areas, these farmers, by virtue of they being operating as small water bodies and small farms and rain-fed farms, are outside the larger paradigm of public investments. So how we support them? This is where we try to work on bring in some kind of a ICT application, a mobile-based ICT application, where the idea is to have the village level workers and then the block level government officials and the district level. Now, how we integrate these people in terms of building in the information base that can be taken into several programs. So basically it's a simple mobile-based tools. The primary household surveys will be done on the mobile by people who are trained in the villages. These are all the tribal villages. Once the mobile information is there, it will have data, and then it will have a GPS stamp of the water body. If there is a household, there is a stamp of the household, and a lot of details on the household inventories, and the details of the technical details of all the water bodies. So what is the seasonality of the water bodies, what is the size of it, what is the pH value, all this data will be generated by these village level workers through the mobiles, and all that comes into a website. And then it will have the date stamp, the GPS stamp, and then photos, and then interviews of the farmers. Everything is visible. If you look at this thing, on the website, you can. It is GIS enabled. You can look at a water body and then look at in the Google Earth map, and also have all the details of the water bodies along with the surveys. Are available online. So once these are available, then the database builds these things. It will have the primary details of each water body available, and then also it will generate an advisory. A lot of codification went into standardizing what kind of protocols, technical protocols need to be done depending on the typologies of water bodies. So that generates some kind of an advisory. And this is the preliminary thing. And this, at a later stage, each water body, the application tracks or the entire life cycle of the entire production cycle of the year, right from the starting point where the pond preparation is there to harvest. So all this transactional data is also pulled into the website, into the databases. So and the database creates lots of reports, and then these reports can be generated at multiple levels, and then these reports also go into MGNREGS plans, into watershed plans, into somebody who wants to work on fisheries marketing. The database is available for them. So it actually builds multi-layered platforms and enables multi-layered platforms to operate and connects these farmers to the larger public systems. And also we are working with the ICR institute called CIFA in Bhubaneswar, which is a technical institute, and people there sitting in the CIFA can look at the detailed database and can answer the questions of each farmer on each water body, because the database is enabled. They can see it on the map, they can see the water body and its linkages with the surroundings. The plenty of information is available. So it helps the farmers and then the technical people to connect with each other, to discuss based on a real-time database, on a map, on a photograph, on a farmer video, and baseline data of the farmer and the water body. This is the kind of databases that enable a conversation to take place. So this is primarily then this kind of summary data sheets that go into NREGA plans or watershed plans or any government programs. The basic objective is to to find these people resources, the investments on the ponds, the physical investments, plug them into the government programs, and then these kind of technical advisories are generated. These are the advisories that are in the hands of the village level workers, who can actually have an outline of what kind of technical details, technical suggestions can be made, and this enables a conversation between the farmer and the field level worker in terms of how much fish to stock, what to feed, and what are the types of fishes that they can available and all that. And this also will generate the indents for fingerling demand, the fish seedlings demand, and then that connects with the nurseries. The whole economy, fish economy at a block level gets connected. So this is a kind of platform that is being enabled. So basic purpose of the whole thing is, so far in the government programs, ICT is used for basically monitoring. It is used as a tool for the bureaucrat. But we would like to build that as a tool for knowledge sharing, for building databases, for technical connectivity between the farmer and the scientist and the government officials and the market. This is what we are trying to do. At present, it is done in 2 states with about 2,000 water bodies. Would be eventually in 2 years or 3 years, idea is to reach up to 1 lakh water bodies. Estimating about 500 kg of minimal fish harvest in each water body. They're small water bodies. That's kind of economy that it can actually enable. This is what I would like to share. So the point that I'm emphasizing is, how can we build ICT capacities that are already there in terms of streamlining public investments to the marginalized. In that interface, what are the innovations that are possible? This is what I would like to share. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We can probably take 1 or 2 quick questions if there are. Yes. Can you have the mic, please?
Yeah, I'm Vikas Sinha from GIZ. Just like to know, okay, what is the cost for a farmer for him to avail such kind of service? Especially talking of small and marginal farmers who have small water bodies. If they want to take advantage of this ICT technology, so what should be the cost and how they can actually do this?
This is not information vending. This is basically a village level worker uses this tool to connect. So we are not into information vending on this platform. So it comes free in a way. The cost of the village level worker is part of a program, either a privately funded program or a government funded program at present. But we foresee, once the platform builds a market link, then the possibilities of making it payment based is possible.
Okay. Any other question? We can probably take one more. Yeah.
I'm Neil from World Vision. Mainly when we take the data, one question is, at what intervals we can collect this data, because ponds will disappear sometime, like over siltations. And the capacity of the ponds also, at over a period of usage, desiltations, the volume of capacity also being reduced. So what intervals we need to really feed the data and generate information so that we can see the ecology in balance and a long-term resource base. That is one. And what is the ongoing cost is involved? Suppose as a user end, if I buy this, what are the other, continuous cost involved in monitoring this kind of database? So these are the two questions.
So the data is generated as the production moves on, right? From the every year the data is generated for every action that the farmer does on the pond. So the data is logged into this thing. Number one. Number two. And I did not get the question.
The cost.
The cost involved. So the cost involved here is once, the software development is supported by the program. That is one time maybe it requires maintenance, regular maintenance. On the other side, the cost involved is the village level worker or the panchayat level worker, the salary cost of that. That actually will be eventually made by the production that is available and then the market linkage that will be made. So information is not, cost is not loaded onto information generation. This will be a tool available, but the server maintenance will be definitely a cost involved. At present, it is met by the project. So eventually, some kind of institutional platform we are looking at, which may take it.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Ravindra.